Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to SFR for round 18 around here, the Mexican Grand Prix. This is Division 3, and it is Monday night after the race yesterday in Mexico. And my name is Jamie or Indigo, and alongside me tonight is SFR Energy Dan. How you doing, mate?
Good evening. I'm very well, mate. Yeah, really excited to get this done with you, mate. And of course, a great track, Mexico. Can't fault it. So yeah, looking forward to it, mate. How are you?
I'm not bad, thank you very much. I wasn't expected to commentate tonight. It was supposed to be Laser Lord and yourself, but it turns out we've got someone different here tonight. So yeah, not your usual commentators. With Thomas usually being the Div 3 commentator, and also the ginger beard, Steve the ginger beard, and yeah, hopefully we can see those two back because they were a good duo when they did those few races back in Miami, and hopefully we can get them back soon. But we've got a few people now our lab so far, which one of them is Silver Fox. What are you expected tonight here, Dan?
It's going to be a difficult one. It's going to be a one-stop, I think. It's probably the closest you'd get on the calendar to being able to make a two-stop work, other than Qatar. But it's not good enough to do a two-stop, so I think everybody will still be on a one-stop. But you might see quite a few people spinning on the mediums if they start on them. Tyre wear is quite high. Downforce is reduced because obviously Mexico City is at 2,200 meters high, which is higher than some ski resorts. So. People will be running high wings, but you don't get the effect of the high wings, and yeah, it's a very technical track, so it's going to be interesting to see what everyone does, especially with setup. Setup can affect ability around here, so there's a lot of factors in play.
Above sea level this track, and Silver Fox is on a flying lap. And look at that, obliterating the EMS completely. He's already down to 25% as we make our way now towards the first corner. He goes hard on the brakes, clipping the inside into turn 1, which follows through immediately into 2. Missed the apex, a bit wide, into 3 we go, a bit steadily there from Silver Fox as we get back on the throttle once again. DRS enabled. Remember, there's only one detection point for 2 DRS zones as we go down towards turn 4. Hard braking, hits the 100 meters, on the brakes we go, and just be very careful, be very smooth with the session. It's very easy to do trash in there. Silver Fox negotiates it really nicely as we go towards the double right hander. We go tugging the inside, using the outside line for support as we make our way now towards turn 7 we go, as hard on the brakes once again. Missed the apex there. You can be very careful this section because it all matters how much curb you use around here, because you can really throw the car off as the barriers. We've seen that with George Russell. Now going through turn 14 we go, hard on the brakes again, dab on the apex. Oh, look at that, short shifting into 4th gear there, so he did miss a gear going into that corner. Now goes through the stadium section, very slow stadium section indeed. His tyres will be very hot this stage as we make our way now towards the finals and corners. This can be very difficult. Remember, Valtteri Bottas crashed there back in 2019. Silver Fox goes towards the top, now Eddie goes towards the top.
Yeah, Mathan is about to come across the line. Looks like it's going to be about a 116, maybe a 117. 15, 6, oh, just under 16, yeah, so 115.4, so great lap from Mathan.
Great lap time D from the Haas. Very important for the Haas because they're leading the Constructors' Championship, and his teammate Probelli, the championship leader, goes towards second place and only about 600-700 away from his own teammate. So it's a Haas 1-2 so far. Bert is Michondia in P1, and he'll be looking there to try and see if he can get a race win because his teammates had all the glory so far this season. Matt G was the one that won at the last race in USA, so his first victory of the season, very important for him in the Williams, as Savinico goes up into P5. Stank in P4 with a 15.9, a tenth away from Ellie. Prep 1 in the Sauber is coming towards the stadium section. Now let's see what he does as he chucks the car in at slow speed as he gets on the throttle once again. Just being very gingerly on the throttle before we make our way towards the final 2 corners. A bit wide, but you want to cut through on the inside to try and gain as much time as you can. It's a 16.7 there, and he will be happy with that one indeed.
Yeah, Wiggles about to cross the line. It's not going to be a blistering lap, but oh, actually, I say that it is. It's the fastest lap. Fair play. 115.2 for Mr. Wiggles. Yeah, didn't look like he had great traction at that corner then. I thought it was going to be a lot slower than it was. But yeah, he proved me wrong, put it on pole. Just quickly going back to Silver Fox, Jamie, I noticed as he came out of the S's, he was really far right. You actually get a few tenths by cutting the corner. There's like a little dog leg there, and you actually get a few tenths by cutting that. I don't know why he went so wide. But yeah, I think he scrubbed a bit off there, so we've got more to come from Silver Fox, definitely.
More to come indeed for all of these drivers. The first lap times are being set, and the Aston Martin of Gogs in 15th place hasn't set a lap time just yet in the Aston Martin. 15 drivers, so not the full house we expected for, but still we can see some great action from 15 people out there. And Mr. Wiggles currently in P1. He's currently P4 in the championship with 2 wins and 24 points, just behind the V car, who is currently in P4 for the time being. There, so close between our championship contenders. It's Alpine, 2 Haas's, and Alpine with the Ferrari of Ellie in P5. Her teammate Simo, unfortunately, is not here tonight, as she is my Div 2 commentator, so commentate for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Got 3 different people to speak to about 3 different divisions, which is very interesting. A lot of memory is being used as well, because it's so hard to think about everything.
So I think the Vicar's about to get ready for a flying lap. He's just coasting around at the minute. He's got a full battery, so maybe he's done a double out lap. But yeah, I think he's going to go for a hot lap as he comes through the stadium section now. Another thing to bear in mind as well, Jamie, about all these times is the track evolution around here is very strong. You know, once we get down to like 7 or 8 minutes left, the track grip is going to be so good compared to what we've got now. Oh no, it's coming in. And also looking, there's quite a lot of cloud in the sky. Jamie, I'm not sure if that's a bad omen or if these guys have got rain due, if the track temperature's low down. But yeah, so I think we could be on for some rain for the main race. Is it bad of me wanting to see rain? Oh.
Well, I find it better of rain happening in qualifying, because sometimes in the race it can be a bit boring because you don't really see a lot of overtaking. But Mr. Wiggles is on his flying lap. He's a few hundreds down in the middle sector as he gets the car rotated, now coming towards the stadium section in second gear, using a lot of that curb. Haven't really seen a lot of people take that curb, but he negotiates it nicely, because sometimes the car just bottoms out and you lose traction and lose the back end of the car. But here he is towards the line. It's a 15.3, so overall he doesn't improve. But back to your point about the rain, sometimes I like it better in qualifying because it mixes up the order and puts people in different places where they shouldn't be. And in the race, it's always interesting to watch, see those people who don't do well in the rain, but are strong in the drive to come back through. It really shows the driver's skills around in the wet conditions on any circuit, and also in any circuit in general. It's just so hard in this game, so a lot of skills are required, and see what they can do. My Mad G is in P13, and I don't think he's on lap time. He's done multiple sets on the same set of soft compound tyres, so I think he might be heading back in the pit lane very shortly.
I think we might see a bit of flipping, what's the best way to put this? Flipping the lid, let's call it. I think a lot of the people in the lower down grid will come through during the race, because the DRS train around here it's ridiculous. It's so easy overtaking those DRS zones, and I've got a sneaky feeling people like Alvar, Prev1, even Billy G and Stefanico and Doran will be able to put some pressure on these front guys, because they'll use quite a lot of their battery in the first few laps to try and dominate their competitors. And the guys at the rear will just be able to get brought along with them, really. And if they arrive at the back of those with full batteries, it's gonna flip the order, or possibly flip the order for a few. So yeah, watch out for that. I mean, Gogs is probably in a strong position, 15th place. We know he is a good racer. He's a clean racer, and we know that he can come through the pack. So yeah, watch out for Gogs in this race. He could very well finish on the podium today, with only being 15 drivers tonight.
The Mercedes of Stank splits the Haas's as he puts himself into P3. It's a very good lap time from the Mercedes driver, but not close to beat Mr. Wiggles. Pabelli is coming towards the pit lane, so he was a few hundreds up in the middle sector, but lost a bit of time in the final few stages and bailed into the up in the first sector as he makes his way out of the S section before we go down towards the heavy braking zone at turn 14. He's currently 3/10 up in his lap time. Can he keep it nice and tight and go towards his last sector, because this last sector is so punishing. It's full of slow speed corners, and it's very difficult to rotate the car and get back on the throttle without losing traction before we make our way now towards the final 2 corners. Good evening, Louise. Unfortunately couldn't make it tonight because he has work. Here he is across the line, goes up into P6 in the Aston Martin, and lost a bit of time towards the end of the last sector. Billy G is also in the Red Bull on the lap time, coming through turn 3, but missed the apex slightly on the exit, but the DRS is enabled. I think he's backed off.
He's not deploying though, Jamie. Yeah, he's not deploying. He might be going for a second outlap maybe.
It's Dom on a lap. 6 tenths up his middle sector is Dom, but he has set at 17.2, so his main target. He's trying to stay on track, but he almost went out. Well, he did go out wide, but did not invalidate that lap time, so he's very lucky to escape from that one because usually a lot of people get caught out by that corner. Nice helmet design too from the RB driver. As he crosses the line now, it's going to be a 16.6, and he stays P14, but does improve by 4 or 6 tenths.
Yeah, so Doran's about to start a flying lap. And then Billy G just behind him is about to finish a lap. Billy G looks like he's slightly up on his time, I think.
No, he's not.
Crosses the line. Oh, is he not? Is he down?
Yeah, 1.1.
We'll see that then. So yeah, Doran's on a lap though. Jumping through sector 1 now. Let's see what he can do.
What's the hardest part about this track, Dan? Because I find all of it difficult in general, but the middle sector for me, I don't know why, but I've always had to think the middle sector. I just find it quite easy. But the rest of the lap I just struggle with.
Yeah, this where we're seeing Doran now is quite difficult, especially on worn tyres. I don't find this stadium section too bad, as long as you keep some throttle on, it's not good to coast around there. But yeah, definitely turns 4, 5 and 6 are the trickiest for me. But then also on worn tyres, this particular section now, getting this right is quite difficult. It all depends on differential settings as well. People can get caught out by having their diff a little bit too high, or even the opposite way, too low as well, and losing traction, or not getting enough traction, should I say. So yeah, it is a very technical track, even though it's a short lap. I'm actually quite excited to be watching this tonight with you. I think we're going to see a couple of curveballs thrown at us tonight.
I think they
Doran
are.
goes up to P2. Wow, 1:15.3 for Doran.
I like the way in the final sector when he was balancing the throttle really nicely there, not using too much input as well. I managed to get the throttle without losing the car as well. So great inputs there from Doran in the final few corners. But V-Car is on a lap. I didn't quite see his middle sector because a notification popped up on a group chat. But here we are, they're coming towards the final 2 corners we go. Can he improve on P7? His next target is Halvor in P6 as he overtakes.
Before, mate.
And it is.
Yeah, it is. Wow, by 7 hundredths.
That is an Alpine 1-2, the V-Car and Mr. Wiggles, and they're crucially ahead of their championship rivals of Haas, who are currently down in P4 and P6, and both Haas's running line astern. Michon Dier in P4 is coming towards the end of the first sector. He did improve on the 10th, but no, goes out wide and invalidates his lap time. That is an odd place to do it, but at the same time, don't be surprised, because in the race, you could lose the car a lot for that session as you're trying to get back on the throttle with worn tyres too.
Yeah, Mathan Day is about to set another hot lap. I can't see if he's up or down. Oh no, he's actually validated.
Yeah, I call him a different name because I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. So I was on board with him when he validated. Oh, a bit of a twitch there from Probelli. He just went out wide at turn 12. So he is improving in the middle sector, short shifting as he makes his way now towards the final few corners we go. Let's see what the Haasman can do. The championship leader makes his way towards the line now. He crosses it, 15.3, so he lost a bit of time in the last sector. That little twitch out of turn 12 cost him dearly. I think the V-Car is on a lap. No, he's not.
Prebun's improved. He's about to cross the line. He's 2 tenths up.
Let's see what the Sauber driver could do then as he powers his way at the final corner, sliding. He crossed the line now at 15.5 up into P7, just ahead of his teammate who's not on a lap time, about to make his way back in the pit lane. But Mr. Wiggles in P2 is currently on an out lap. The man that's in P4, so in the championship, just behind his Alpine teammate, who are fighting Haas the championship. Alpine are second, Haas are first, and they're separated about 24 points between those two. So a championship battle going on between the V-Car, Mr. Wiggles, and also Constructors. Does not have a race win yet this season. He does have 3 podiums, but his teammates have majority of the glory, with Doran with only 1 win in second place. Here is Mr. Wiggles, the track, 4.3 kilometres. Let's see what he can do around here on this main straight we go. Building speeds about 340 kilometres an hour as we make our way down towards turn 1 we go. Braking, the usual reference for that braking point is about 100 metres as we carry a lot of speed through turn 1 and turn 2. In second gear, he had to use a lot of steering input into turn 1, suggesting he might be carrying a bit of understeer out of the corner as we make our way now towards the short straight. Possible overtaking possibilities. A few hundreds up in the first sector. Going through turn 5 right now, another sharp corner before we make our way towards this double right-hander we go. This can be a very tricky one, especially on the exit too. Very important to get the hammer down as we make our way now towards this S section we go. Into 4, clipping the apex on the entry, use a bit of curve on the outside too as we carry all the speed through, open up the corner through here, try and get as good run as you can by going out wide a bit and flicking the car through as we make our way towards the end of the sector. 4 tenths up. This lap time will put him on pole, but the question is, can he keep it nice and tidy in these final few corners of this session? I think he went a bit deep into turn 13 there, but still gets on the throttle very nicely. Let's see if he can take Paul a bit wide again, so messed up a bit in the final sector. Where's he going to be? It's Pole, 14.8.
Broken into the sub-115s now, yeah. He did go a bit deep in the stadium, but I actually think it helped him out because it kept his corner speed up by about 5 or 6 miles an hour, which meant he actually got it back from being deep. So, yeah, I could see what he was doing there. Even throughout all that lap, he was upshifting early, keeping the throttle in check, keeping the torque in check. So, yeah, absolute solid lap from Mr. Wiggles there.
Solid lap time from the Red Bull driver of Billy G, who puts his Red Bull into second place and separating the Alpine duo. I think and Haasman is on a lap time. And let's see that it's Michon Dia in P7 coming towards turn 1. Remember, he validated the exit of turn number 5, I believe it was. Not the usual place, but still, a lot of people can get caught out in different places. We saw Fernando Alonso spin at the exit of turn 3 last year, and now we make our way towards turn 4. We saw that battle between Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen, and Ricciardo back in 2016, when Vettel was very hot-headed in that Ferrari because he believes Verstappen was moving under braking, and backing Ricciardo up into him, where Ricciardo got him in the end. It wasn't Verstappen or Vettel got a podium, it was Daniel Ricciardo got the podium in the end because both of them got penalised for a different incident. Here is Michon Dia coming towards now the corner where George Russell crashed in practice 3, I believe it was, and now coming towards the end of the sector. This is caught Oscar Piastri out too at turn 12, went a bit deep and cost him his lap time, grinding on the curve there, but obviously that raised curve is not on the game, so might have to update that. Using a lot of curve through there too, very close to validation, but let's see where the Haasman puts his car, and we can see coming towards the final corner. Is he going to be pole? It's going to be P3 for Michon Dia, and there's 40 seconds left to go on the clock.
Solid lot that, yeah. I just saw, as you were commentating there, Jamie, I saw Ellie had invalidated her lap after completing hers, but she didn't have enough time to get back. The fuel light was flashing, so she had to go in the pits, and that's Ellie's race. That's Ellie's qualifying over, I believe.
Shame for her, but P5 is still a good effort for her in the Ferrari behind the V-Carb. I noticed that Probelli got a good toe off the back of his teammate, and where is Doran? He's retired.
He's down by 2 tenths. Yeah, Probelli's down by 2 tenths in Sector 1. I don't think he's doing any better in Sector 2 either, so this might be an aborted lap for Probelli, unless he can do something magical through the S's.
Let's see there, can he make up the time in the middle sector? Using the overtake, which is quite hard in these fast speed corners because it can really unstable the car. Now using overtake again in this third DRS zone. Is Probelli up? No, he's not. He's a 10th down.
He's a 10th, yeah. I don't think using overtake through the S's is wise, that you don't actually gain that much because you have to adjust your steering to account for it. There you go, he's cooked his tyres. Yeah, you don't actually, you basically just overdrive the car and you don't get a smooth line, so yeah, unfortunate for Pirelli there, but P8, it's not bad, you know, middle of the pack.
Unusual to see though from Pirelli, the man that has only got 1 pole this season, so more consistent in the race, but in terms of qualifying, not his strongest suit. His teammate out-qualifies in Prep 1 is now making his way towards turn 13 in the stadium section, so is there any more left in the Sauber for him?
He's down by 3 tenths, mate. No, it's not happening.
And he goes back in the pit lane then to retire from the session.
No,
and
going for it. Why would you stay out? I don't understand that. Alright.
He took the line. We're just waiting for Billy G to retire. They could get going with the race. But Daniel, that qualifier session went super quick. 18 minutes, just the start of it. All of a sudden, it just ended.
Time flies when you're having fun, Jamie.
Exactly. There it is then. The classifications is Mr. Wiggles on pole ahead of Billy G by over a tenth and a half. Michon Dia in Norwegian in P3 ahead of the V-Card. Stank in P5 ahead of Ellie. The Kick Sauber of Havlar P7 ahead of Probelli. Doran P9, Prep 1 10th. Sofinico in P11 ahead of Mad G in the Williams. Both RBs in P13 and 14th. And Goggs, the only driver, did not set a lap time, so I'm assuming he had a qualifying ban. as Nordis is in the chat saying, let's go Ellie. And Nordis, mate, I might be joining you, racing you on Wednesday because I got the first. I got priority over the reserve driver, so I'm making my one and only appearance at the Mexican Grand Prix. Not the track I wanted to choose. I wanted to be USA, but unfortunately, I checked in too late and didn't keep the admin notice. So it looks like I could be racing at the Mexican Grand Prix, and it's a shame because I don't like this track at all. I like it for racing in real life, but in terms of the game, it's just a bit difficult to manage.
Well, let's see if we've got rain coming, mate. I'm looking forward to this screen. Let's see what the weather's going to do.
Keith says, good luck in the chat. I thought, Daniel, that at the start of the qualifying it looked a bit more cloudy, but it cleared up towards the end.
Who knows with this game? You know, it tells you it's going to be 20% chance rain, and it comes to the race and it's monsooning, so you never know with this game, this weather model. I've always said I think it'd be really cool if the weather of league races or online lobbies reflects the current weather in the country where you're racing. I think that'd be really cool.
So, for example, Mexico, it'll be really hot right now, won't it? But think about it. If let's say we go to, let's say we have Silverstone right now, and it's gonna be really like damp and dark and cold.
Yeah. Or Silverstone in the snow would be good, wouldn't it? I'm not sure how the full wet weather tyres or the extreme tyres would cope with that, but maybe fun. But yeah, I just think it'd be a different dimension to it, you know.
Just waiting for all the drivers to ready up. There is a rule where you got to wait for the admin to say ready up, because I think a few people, I think it was Klusler in Div 2, who got a qualifying ban for not obeying the rules, and that's very crucial too, because it can cost you a lot of points in championship. Let's say you're in a championship fight and you ready up too early and you start at the back of the field in the next race and your rival's up there, that can cost you a championship as well. So even though it's a very small mistake, it doesn't have anything to do with racing. It's just you got to obey all the rules. We can get racing again.
It is a very important one though, Jamie. I mean, a lot of people empty their tyre pressures for qualifying. A lot of people want to obviously put those tyres back up for the pressures back up for the race. It also means that people have time to do their strategies, their tyre choice, fuel choice, and especially when it's like raining as well, you need the extra time just to make a few adjustments. So that's one of the important rules in SFI, is that you wait for the admin to initiate the countdown timer.
Yeah, it's different in different leagues. I have been caught out by it before in different leagues where you can ready up immediately or ready up whenever you want. But in this league, you got to obey the rule. So here are the tyre strategies. There are 4 people, interestingly, on the medium compound tyres. The rest have gone for the hards. So mediums to hards. But let's see how this plays into the race.
Right, okay, so my opinion on this is the front 3, I think that is the right choice to do, because they're at the front, they need that grip to get away from the pack. You need to break that 1 second, so you might see a bit of a split gap between Mathandia and the Vicar. I think anyone who is starting on the hards will be on the better strategy. The hards are much better at taking punishment. Ellie, I think if she wants to do well on starting on the mediums, then she needs to overtake Sitank and Vicar pretty quickly. Same with Probeli on Halvor. They need to get past those hard running tyres. If you get stuck, if you allow the hard tyres to get warmed up, you're done, because the mediums don't last long around here. In terms of fast racing laps, 7-8 maybe, and once you get to about 12 laps, they're pretty much done. You're risking spinning, and the delta time is just bleeding away. So that's my take on the tyre strategies.
And I agree with you as well. To add to the point where the medium compound tyres are just a very bad tyre at any racetrack. As Laser says, the medium compound tyres die in any racetrack. The hard compound tyres are much more durable, and even though they fade away, they are much better than the medium compound tyres, because as soon as the mediums die, that's it. You just lost the grip, and they're always overheating, you're always sliding around, whereas the hard compound tyres is more manageable, and you can cope with them better. So the people in the medium compound tyres might have to take the pain in the early stint, but when they got on the hard compound tyres, it should be better. With the rest of them going hard medium, they might suffer towards the end of the medium compound tyres. We'll see, but all 15 drivers are lined up. Carlos Sainz got jumped at the start of the race yesterday, but can Mr. Wiggles maintain first as the lights are away for round 18 around here at the Mexican Grand Prix? The Ferrari behind gets a lightning start up to P4 on the medium compound tyres. There's 3 abreast between the Ferrari, the Haas and the Alpine. Mr. Wiggles then takes the lead of the Grand Prix, does not get challenged down into turn 1. Billy's under massive pressure from the Haas as we go side by side into turn 1. Later breaks, here comes the Mercedes now up the inside. That's Stank trying to go up the inside, but makes contact with Ellie. Ellie trying to go around the outside of turn 3. A Sauber spun, that's Prep 1 who's got first spin. Belly G versus Ellie G going side by side. Sorry about that. Ellie going down into turn 4 is up into third place.
Yeah, I was just on board Prep 1 at the start. He was practically stationary as he released the clutch, and he got overtaken by pretty much everybody going down towards turn 1. So yeah, really struggling Prep 1 on his race restart or his race start. Ellie, absolutely fantastic from her. Did exactly what she needed to do. Got past the hard runners, and she even got past Billy. So yeah, fair play for her.
Got past her fellow medium runner and the top 4 on the medium compound tyres. And Belly is down in P8. I didn't even notice he was on the medium compound tyres, but him,
whoa,
he's still in P8.
Matthew spins in the stadium. He's got wing damage, and he's going to drop all the way to the back. He's got to wait for a gap to spin round. He's got front left wing damage. He's now having to do a 3-point turn in the stadium. He's all the way down the back. So yeah, he's going to have to go into the hards or another set of mediums, and then back to the hards. You can't really take hards to the end. So really unfortunate for Matthew, just pushing a bit too much there.
That's a massive shame, running a good place at P3, but spins immediately at turn number 13. As we go down towards turn 2 we go. Turn 1 with Billy G and Ellie as well. Further down the field, Gogs, who had a qualifying ban, up into P10, and Dom picks himself up a 3-second time penalty as well, as Sofenico lets his teammate go, as DRS will be enabled on the next lap. No DRS here, remember, because the detection point is around about before the final corner, I think it is. Only one detection point.
Oh, Probelli up the inside on Halvor. The trading paint here. Alvor's on the inside for the do make it through clean. Yep, so great move from Probelli there. Halvor's lost another one to Doran by the looks of it. Doran through on the inside, yeah, so lost 2 positions in 3 corners for Halvor.
Do you know what's strange as well? Halvor lost the place at the exact same place there on the last lap. The V car just drove past him. So I'm wondering that Halvor's medium traction control is a bit sluggish, or full traction control is a bit sluggish, and therefore not able to get the power quickly.
I would be inclined to agree there, mate. It does dull your acceleration quite a lot, especially on a track like this, where the traction is working hard to stop you spinning. You could be down maybe 30% on the power on these corners. So yeah, I think you're bang on the money there, Jamie.
Could be that, or turn his ERS into none, and therefore the other guy overtook him, because I've seen that out back at the Miami Grand Prix. But the DRS is enabled. Billy G is right behind Ellie on the medium compound tyres. Ellie is not able to close in. As we watch further back, that's Halvor looking to make a move on Doran. Doran goes a bit wide out of turn 1. Halvor is looking for a switchback. Billy G is right behind Ellie as we go down towards turn 3. Is this a move? Here we are, side by side, going into turn before we go, and Ellie maintains the racing line and stays in P2. Great defence there from the Ferrari driver. Just a bit late to the brakes, and Halvor versus Doran. He goes a bit deep, does Doran, in the corner. Dom's looking for a switchback, gets pitched to the curb a bit, not able to make the move, and Doran stays in P8.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Billy G, Jamie, on the back of Ellie, and he's really doing well with his battery. He's basically got a full arsenal, whereas Ellie, on the other hand, is quite low down, and she may have to start harvesting soon. So I think Billy G, he needs to get on with this and get past Ellie to try and get onto the back of Wiggles, because Wiggles is extending his lead 2.6 seconds now. So Billy G, I understand why he's saving, but he needs to deploy some of that energy and get past Ellie now. Otherwise, Wiggles has got this sealed up on lap 3.
Yeah, because Mr. Wiggles got the start he needed and just pulled away ever since then. Never looked back since, but the safety car could influence things. We've seen Michon Dio almost cause a safety car, but still kept his 4 tyres intact. And here we are with the DRS enabled on Ellie as we go down towards turn 1. No defence from Ellie as Billy G will go up the inside into turn 1 and take second place away from the Ferrari driver. I guess I'm shaping himself, as we can see further back. That's Doran re-overtaking Havlor re-overtaking him, so he's struggling. Is the Red Bull driver got overtaken by, I think, Probelli earlier on, and he's pulled away too. So Havlor looking to take a place away, but he can't quite do it. In fact, I think that Doran was overtaking Havlor because Havlor does not have the DRS, whereas Doran does.
Yeah, we're just on board with the Vicar, who's putting quite a bit of pressure on the back of OWR's Titanic. I think he's gearing up because he's similar to Billy G. He's got all the arsenal in his battery ready to deploy, and Satanic in the same way is very much lacking. So I've got a sneaky feeling the Vicar will be making a move very shortly.
Yeah, he needs to get himself back in DRS range. They're on the hardcore power tyres, of course, so their tyres will be feeling better later on in this race, and therefore they'll catch second, third, and maybe the race leader. The Vicar and Mr. Wiggles will split his strategy there, as one's on the hards, the other is on the medium power tyres. So we'll see which strategy is better towards the end, but I'm presuming mediums to hards will be, because once these guys go on the medium power tyres, when their tyres start fading away, it'll be very hard to recover. Here comes the V-Car now on Stank. No defence there from Stank because he knows he can't defend that with the power of the DRS, the battery too, and he puts himself up to P4. Can the V-Car catch Billy G and Ellie as well? Further back in the field, that is Pavlov re-overtaking Doran. He puts himself up back into P7 there, with Dom now looking at the back of these two.
Yeah, if I was Satanic and who was it? Satanic and Probelli down the straight, I'd have just turned my ERS off, allowed the overtake. There's no point fighting overtakes like that when you're running out of battery. Just turn it off, let them overtake you, tuck in behind them, and save face, because you need the battery. Once they've overtaken you, you need that battery, especially because the second DRS that you get for free. So, yeah, in my opinion, turn the battery off. Get as much recovery as you can, and that gives you enough to try and fight on the next lap round.
I agree with you too. Havlaw there, just playing with the track limits at the exit turn level. Look at Doran all at the back of him. Not really an overtaking place. You can to edge myself closer on the main straight and do my overtaking there rather than doing it down the turn 12. But Ellie now is all at the back of the Billy G. The gap stabilising between 2.2, 2.4, 2.5. The V-Car just set the fast up of the Grand Prix on the hardcore power tyres. He's dropped Stank out of his DRS range, and now Probelli's catching him too. Here comes Ellie on the back of the Red Bull driver going down his turn 1, but Ellie just harvested battery there and not making the overtake, so that's very wise to do.
Yeah, that's basically what I said, you know, just... It doesn't matter if you're attacking or defending. If you know it's not on, then cancel it. You know, harvest that battery. And there's another thing as well. It depends what the drivers have got set for the engine braking. It might be they don't want the high engine braking because it can affect how the car handles under braking. But you need the high engine braking for energy recovery. So this is another aspect that the drivers might have tweaked or might be different to others, which is causing some of these drivers to be slow in certain corners, or even be better in certain corners.
Look at Ellie there. The car is just constantly moving on her as she goes left and right at the exit of turn 12, constantly sliding around. That may be an effect of the mini car tyres too, just ever degrading.
Yeah, I imagine they're starting to lose a bit of traction now. I mean, yeah, there you go. She nearly lost the rear there. It looks like she's got quite high downforce on the rear wing and not enough on the front. It looks very tail happy. Like there again, yeah. Yeah, I'd love to know what setup she's using, because it's starting to look a bit slidey now, and not in the right way either. You know, sometimes you can almost power slide these cars round, but it looks like the rear's getting a little bit too happy for her.
And here comes the V-Car, then the hardcore power tyres going side by side into turn 1. We go, Ellie defends that as we go into turn 1, so the V-Car not able to overtake, but when you get better traction out of turn 2 and turn 3, look at that, the car is constantly moving around as ever she tries to go through the corner and apply the throttle. We're going down into turn 4. Is this going to be a late move? No, V-Car thinks better about that one and keeps Ellie in P3 there, but they're definitely struggling in the medium power tyres, those guys, but the hardcore power tyres should come into favour later on in the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're starting to see the hards come into the road now. They're warmed up. They've been, you know, they've gone through those heat cycles the first 5 or 6 laps. And of course, like we said at the end of qualifying, the mediums don't last that long. You know, you're looking at 8 laps until you start losing a massive amount of delta time. So I think Vicar, Satanic, they need to get past Ellie as quickly as possible now, because Ellie won't be letting these guys by easy. So I think they need to really put the foot down now and just get it done and get past these, because the more and more the dilly-dally behind these drivers, the more and more Wiggles increases his lead. It's now at 3.8, and that's not... I'm not saying he's not fast, because he is fast, but he's had clean air. You know, he's not had to defend. He aced the start. He got that 1 second DRS broken almost immediately, and that's given him some really nice breathing room. These guys are fighting, and that's what's causing him to basically sail off into the sunset. Although he has made a mistake, I think, because he's gone down to 3.2. Yeah, I think we've seen a little bit of a mistake from Wiggles there because it's now dropped back down to 3.2.
Oh, there's a mistake from Billy G as he slides to the corner at turn 4 and the V-car is able to get alongside it, but it's not a mistake. Ellie flew past Billy G and she had DRS twice on the main and the second straight. That's why the gap went down from 3.8 to 3.2.
Ah, okay. Well spotted, mate.
Yeah, no worries, maybe. As you can see, the two medium runners are really struggling there. Billy G had no response whatsoever. But look at that, taking the curb, and here comes the V-car with better grip on those hard compound tyres. Side by side with Billy G. Billy G not giving up, but as we go down towards turn 12, Billy G maintains P3. The defending for dear life, but these medium compound tyres are getting worse and worse. The top three cannot wait to get off those medium compound tyres because they're just sliding around so much, providing no grip whatsoever, and constantly taking the pain lap by lap. But we'll see, can the V-car finally take advantage of Billy G and Ellie and catch after Mr. Wiggles? Look at that, Stank is right behind two of the hard compound tyres.
Exactly what I was going to say, mate. Yeah, this is bringing Stank into the mix. He pulls out just to get a bit of clean air and have a little look where he needs to brake. But yeah, this battle's getting really interesting, and I really wonder where the likes of Ellie and Billy will come out once the pit stops start, which I imagine is in about 3 laps' time.
They're going to rejoin probably down in last place, but V-car now right behind Billy G again, going down to turn 4. Look at that, he used a lot of battery too. He's already down towards under 10%. I'm not reading the telemetry. I can see it on his steering wheel there as the Red Bull just slides once again going out the corner. But the V-car really needs to focus on his battery usage because he's using overtake in obscure places, and he needs to turn it off because you just look at that. He just really needs to look at that. He's just using it in the wrong place, the wrong time. Billy G almost lost the car there, saves it.
I think he's forgot to turn it off, that's what that is, mate.
He's not going to save battery to do with that.
Yeah, he's definitely forgot because he's down to 0 now. And this might be a spin from Vic if he doesn't realise soon, because that'll be putting heat into his rear tyres, and he does not want that. We'll soon see if he... Let's see what the rear does when he comes out of this last turn.
You can get a massive power slide coming up the final 2 corners.
Yeah. Just got a bit of a kick there, and I can't believe he's not noticed. He'll notice now when he realises that she's sailing off into the sunset, or Billy G's sailing off into the sunset. His overtake is still... Oh, he's just realised there, he's turned it off.
Yeah, because he lost a lot of time. He was derated all the way down the straight. Look at that, Stanek is right behind the V-car too, going into turn number 1, but the V-car defends from that one. I thought Stanek would fly by there, but I think the RP driver just realised that overtake was on the whole lap.
Yeah, I think he'll be kicking himself with a V-car for that there. I've done it myself, you know. I've done it where the car started spinning. I'm like, oh, why is it spinning? Oh, overtakes on, that's why. So yeah, it's easier to do when especially when you're focused on the car in front and you want to stay clean, you want to get your apexes right. It's so easy just to forget.
I remember in the older games where you had all those ERS modes like today with medium, non. Oh, there's somebody's gone for a spin in the background. Who is that? Is that a Sauber? Oh, Billy G almost lost the car there. He's an obstacle in the way. He's still keeping. Here comes the Mercedes. It's 3 abreast going down as the corner. Stank around the outside of both of them. Can he make the corner? Yes, he can. He's ahead of both of them. What a fantastic move there. He did it off the track. He might have picked himself up a warning or maybe a legal overtake.
So. No, I think he had a right tyre just on. I'll check for you, mate. 2 secs.
It was on the edge, but that was a fantastic overtake there. The V-car not being aggressive enough to overtake Billy G, and now Stag has the advantage. Here he is with the DRS enabled down the straight. Easy close enough to make a move going down into turn 1 we go. No, he's not. I think he put his battery into medium there because he didn't want to lose any battery whatsoever. The V-car is now down into 6th place. So he's losing time, and Pabelli, who's on the medium compound tyres, is ahead of the half runner. Gets a massive snap out of turn 3 as well for good measure. But here comes Stank now on the back of Ellie, going down into turn 4. This is going to be a move around the outside like Verstappen tried to do on Norris, or Norris on Verstappen, but he's clean this time, and Stank goes up into P2. That's like 3 places gained in 1 lap.
Nothing for that, mate. Not even a warning.
No warning for that one. I thought he went off. I thought he had one wheel off the track.
No, his front right tyre was still on. It was just on the white line.
Well, that was very good car placement indeed. Very good overtaking, good car placement, and picked up no warning for that one. And a big reward too, because he's ahead of the V car now, who's down into P6 behind the medium and up a belly.
And I'm struggling here because I can't get this screen off. I've frozen.
Oh no, you had that glitch where you go to the race director and you're stuck on there. You have to leave the session to enjoy it back. That's the only option to do that, unfortunately. Right, so referring back to my point where when we had different ERS modes on, I think I put it in none at the start of the race, and I got a good start, then just had no power down the straight. Energy downloads left the session to rejoin back to get off the race director. But unfortunately, yeah, my stars were great, but sometimes I put it in the wrong ERS mode and I went nowhere as everybody overtook me down the straight. Here comes Belly now, changing down the inside, but Billy G had him covered. And great defence thrown by Billy G in P4. Dom going for a penalty record. Let's have a look to see what his penalties are right now. 15 seconds!
I miss having the fuel mode you could choose in the race as well.
Oh, I used to play with that all the time as well. I like it where I can play with different modes. I'm one of those people that love to mess around on the steering wheel and change a lot of different modes. That's what I do in ACC, just change everything. And one of those people that can't help it either. And I used to put the fuel mode into lean, standard and rich all the time to cool the engine when I was behind somebody, then put it back into rich and try and overtake them. But now, Ellie's been dropped at the DRS range of Stank. Are you back in the session, Daniel?
Not just yet, mate. I'm just coming back in now, mate.
So here we go on the straight then. Ellie's defenceless, no DRS for her on the back of Stank, and Belly G will put her under pressure as we go on the straight. DRS enabled, the rear wing open, and here comes Billy G back up into P3. Is that the V car looking to make a move on Belly? Here we are, they're going down into turn number 1. He's a bit too far back to do that move and stays in P6. But this is critical because now Stank is in P2. He's on the hard, same strategy as the V card. He's broken the DRS, and once you break the DRS, it's hard to close in. So therefore, Stank can pull away now, break this DRS, leave V car behind, and that's going to cost him the race. What's the penalty limit before you get DSQ? It depends. I think it's like 27 seconds. It depends what kind of penalty you pick up. I'm not quite sure how to just explain it, to be honest with you, but it all depends what type of penalty you pick up.
Yeah, I think it's 24 or 27 seconds of corner cut penalties is the DSQ point, I think.
Here's Belly now on the back of Ellie. Ellie's standing around. Belly's doing quite well in this Mini Cup Power Tyres, not suffering as much as Ellie and Billy G are. But like I said, the V car, it needs to get past these midi runners because now Stank is ahead in P2. He's allowed Stank to pull away. He's on the same strategy as him, so he really needs to get past these guys immediately, and that's what's cost him this race. So look at that, 80% battery. So he saved up a bit of battery. Can he use it to get past these guys? No, he can't. He's still stuck in this DRS train. It's really costing him, and it's just leaving behind to fight with Stank on the same strategy in P2. That was a fantastic move by Stank because he's allowed himself to break away from this train and leave him behind and focus on chasing after Mr. Wiggles in P1 if he can.
Yeah, great move. He needed to do it, and obviously he's pulling ahead now from these medium runners, which is exactly what he needs to do. Is he going to make some time up on Wiggles? Wiggles is still up there at about 5 seconds, so he's just coaxing those tyres to keep a neutral delta gain or loss. So yeah, Wiggles doing exactly what he needs to do. Stanek needs to get a move on if he wants to make this hard to medium strategy work.
He does indeed as well, and Mr. Wiggles and the media runners will appear very shortly as well because their tyres are just screaming. And here comes Papelli now, gets a better exit. Here we are then with Papelli in the third DRS zone, overtakes Ellie, and he puts himself up into P4, but goes a bit deep, locks himself up, and Dom picks himself up into 3 seconds penalty too, so expect to get DSQ very shortly there.
So Wiggles stays out again, 14 laps on these. He's doing really well. These tyres will be screaming now. Billy G comes in.
I thought he spun because he lost a few positions, and he didn't say pit, but obviously the pit lane is further on. Here we are down this main straight with somebody in the pit lane to go on the hardcore power tyres, and here comes Havlar side by side with the Alpine driver going down into turn 1 later on the brakes. Can he make the corner? Goes a bit deep. They're still side by side into turn 2 and turn 3. A bit of contact. Havlar turns out the corner, goes a bit wide himself as we exit with side by side once again. So Finico P7 is looking interested in the background, and now the V car just stays ahead. And they're both on the hardcore power tyres, so they need to get past these mini runners. This strategy is not really paying off for those two in P5 and P6.
If I were them, I'd be coming in now because they're just going to get absolutely mobbed by all these hard runners that have now caught up on the stronger tyre. I think anybody that stays out in this situation, they're not really thinking about the race. They're thinking about the drivers around them. You just need to detach yourself from that urge to defend. just cut your losses, come in, get the clean tyres, get the new tyres, and put some good lap times in to cement your position. Anything else other than pitting right now for these two is just a disaster, in my opinion.
Which two are you talking about? Is it Ellie and Pabelli?
Ellie and Babelli, yeah, and they're in. They are in. Exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, so following Billy G in the pit lane then, so they stay out one lap later. Will Billy G get the undercut? They should do, because the medium compound tyres literally had no grip left in them whatsoever. So I think Billy G will get the undercut on Ellie and Pabelli. Pabelli did a good job to catch up to those guys as well, as he was out of the DRS trade earlier on. Doran's ahead of Maggi as we go into turn one between those two. Maggi looking to come back around the outside, but Doran has the race in line. Where is Pabelli and Ellie and Billy G? Billy G is in 13th place, Ellie's in 14th, so Billy G has got past them both.
Yeah, I mean that's the power of the undercut, isn't it, Jamie? You know, you get on even new hards are better than those worn mediums, or even worn hards. You know, new tyres, Mr. Feelgoods, get them on, and you can put some decent lap times in. I do feel Wiggles needs to cut his losses here, because if these guys start pitting later on the fresh mediums, they're going to be close to him. He needs to get some new tyres on and start building up the gap, advancing on his lap times, because the more and more he stays out, the more the hard tyres are going to catch up to him. Important
penalty, for Billy G in P12. Electro Dad says, calm down, bottom G. I'm not quite sure you were talking about there, but Billy G then has picked himself up a 3-second time penalty, and that'll cost him towards the end. Only 3 people in this race picking up penalties so far on lap 17. We're almost halfway there, but Mr. Wiggles should comfortably rejoin ahead of this pack, shouldn't he, with that massive gap he had?
Yeah, he should do. Yeah, I think he'll be in front of Gogs at least.
Crucially stays ahead of those guys in that train, and here comes Dom now on the inside of Prep 1 as he puts himself up into P7. Prep 1 unfortunately doesn't have the race he wants so far in this Grand Prix, so the old Harvarders then need to use this tyre as much as they can to reduce the stint on the medium compound tyres and try and catch the people on the hard compound tyres towards the end then. So let's see how the strategy works. Is the mediums going to be better, or will it be the hard compound tyres be the one towards the end? Look at that, Dom's really sliding through turn 4 there, the back of the car just stepping out every time he gets on the throttle.
I'll tell you what, Jamie, I think Mr. Wiggles will be absolutely smiling from ear to ear of where he came out there, because he's got Gogs behind him. That'll be a bit of a back marker for him, protecting him from those guys on the fresh hards, and he's obviously got the DRS from Silver Fox, Prep 1 and Dom in front, so very strong position. If he can pick these guys off one by one, maybe down the next straight if he can. Oh, he's sending it into the stadium. Great move from Wiggles there. That's 1 down, 2 to go.
Very crucial indeed, because let's say if he gets stuck behind these 3, that'll allow Billy G, because Billy G, I dare say, will overtake Gogs with ease. Mr. Wiggles has just picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. Would that be costly, or will he have the pace to cover that and stay ahead? DRS enabled again for the LP driver. Mr. Prep 1 is in front of us. Mr. Prep 1 overtakes Sophinica, Dom, and Mr. Wiggles 2. Mr. Wiggles now side by side with Prep 1 as we go down towards turn 1. Prep 1 stays in first place, 7th place, sorry. Getting confused with the names here. And now Prep 1 is defending for his life. Dom picks himself up at the 3-second time penalty. Better exit there for the LP driver on better tyres. Should able to get this move done quickly without any hassle. And Willie, the Sauber's defending as we go around the outside into turn 4. And Mr. Wiggles should be able to overtake him with no problem. He does go off the track. And here comes the RB who goes off the track too. And he stays there. Look at that. Down the inside goes Billy G. There's contact between the RB and the wall. The RB and the Red Bull made contact, unfortunately, like Perez and Ricciardo did yesterday. And now it's cost him. Billy G might sustain damage. He has. That's really costing this race.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. It looked like a little bit of a wheel spin from one of them that put them together and then into the wall, obviously. But yeah, I think he's still going to help Wiggles there. I can't see Wiggles not winning this, to be honest with you, Jamie. What do you think?
Nah, I can't. The only way you could possibly lose this if like a late safety car comes out, they're all bunched up with those guys behind, not having penalties. But Mr. Wiggles should have this under control, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not. Oh, Dom's got a 10-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. That's unfortunate from him, and obviously you have to stop to change his wing. No, they're not changing his wing. Right, okay.
That was quite surprising because I thought he had a bit of damaged the way he was sliding into corners like that, but now he's on a brand new set of medium compound tyres.
I thought so too, but yeah, the close-up coming out of the pits, it looked like he had his both winglets on the side, but both end plates. But yeah, fair play, we got it wrong. But so Wiggles now has got free air to try and catch up to Safinico. He's got Preb about 3 seconds behind him. Go on, what you saying, Jamie?
I'm just looking at the scenario here. So now Ellie is in P10. Her nearest competitor is Mr. Wiggles, but obviously he's too far ahead. And Pabelli is still behind Gog, so I'm surprised that he's still behind him. Now he's overtaken him up to P11. Billy G, we know he has damage anyway, so could Ellie be on course for a podium? Stank and V-Car going side by side, but that's an easy move with the DRS enabled. They're waiting to go on the medium compound tyres, making sure they can go as long as they can to reduce the can't even think what I'm going to say now, but yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I know what you're saying. Yes, Ellie is in a strong position, especially considering that the two drivers ahead will be pitting soon, probably in the next 3 laps, as Ellie takes over Preb 1. And Preb 1 gets a 3-second time penalty just for good measure. If Ellie can capitalise on this Silver Fox correctly, this could potentially put her onto the back of Wiggles in about 4 laps time, but she's got a big deficit to Wiggles. The problem she might have is if the likes of the Vicar, Stank and Halvor have a great pit and come out right behind her. That'll put pressure on her. I think it all depends on where everyone else comes out after their pit stops. That's going to be the deciding factor. You've got to remember, the guys that are pitting off the hards are going to be on super grippy mediums, and they'll have a good 6 to 8 laps, maybe more because it's on lower fuel, where they can put pressure on these guys. So it's not over yet. We are going to get a second spurt. Oh, Doran speeding the pit lane. So that's one guy that you shouldn't have to worry about. But so yeah, with all these pit stops happening now, we'll see what happens. I think the next 6 laps is critical for everyone.
We'll see then, and now Ellie has finally dispatched Silver Fox. Get rid of him, open up the DRS2 to increase your speed down the straight. I think the Haasman is coming too. Here comes Stank now on the back of Silver Fox, and now Pabelli's up into P6. Away he goes, and where is Billy G? Billy G's up into P8. So not bad pace from Billy G, despite getting put into a wall by an RB. I thought he lost an end play, but I think he's okay. Has he lost an end play? I don't think he has. No? Yeah, he has. Right side. Still got some good pace though.
Yeah, I think Stanik's going to be able to put some pressure on these guys ahead. Obviously, Silver Fox has still got to pit. Silver Fox will continue to give DRS to Stanik, and he can then push on towards Pabelli and Ellie and Mr. Wiggles. So the only problem you've got with Stanik is he's going to be screaming on those tyres towards the end. So how he treats these tyres now, getting past these drivers, is going to be very critical for him getting a podium.
Ooh, Billy B. What have you seen?
Billy G spinning, not Billy G, Silver Fox spinning in the S's. As I was just saying about Stanik being able to get past him, we just saw Silver Fox spin, and he's also an unsafe return to track for good measure. Yeah, so that's put Silver Fox way out. He might have some wing damage as well. So that's one less driver that Stanik needs to worry about. However, Stanik won't have DRS now because he was Silver Fox wasn't there to give him it. So it's kind of not what he wanted. That's disadvantaged him now. He's going to struggle to catch up to Billy and Pabelli, even though he's on the faster tyre. So we'll see how the delta happens in the next 2 or 3 laps.
So now Pabelli is back with Ellie. These two will continue their fight, and in the background as Doran and Gogs going at it. Gogs is still on those old hardcore power tyres. Doran has got past him with ease. He does have a 10-second penalty. That is so brutal, that speeding penalty. It used to be 5 seconds, that was 10-second penalty. I know it cost you at the Silverstone Grand Prix, Daniel, a few races ago. You were out in front, but it cost you a lot of time because of that speeding penalty.
Yeah, it does, especially if you can't serve it in the pit. You do lose an actual 10 seconds, whereas if you don't serve it in the pits, you lose 10 seconds. If you do serve it in the pit, you only lose about 6. I don't know if that's changed with the updates or patches, but that's, as far as I'm aware, still the case. You don't actually stay stationary for 10 seconds. It's actually 6-ish.
I never had a speeding penalty, so what? No. What?
Look at you.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I used to pick him up quite a lot in the last game. Here comes Pabelli now on Ellie, but Ellie's still lit on the brakes there. Stays in P2. I thought Pabelli will have the inside line and take her on, but Ellie's doing a very good job to hold her ground, and I'm sure Nolders is watching with interest too. Ellie's trying to go for another podium as well this season, and these two have a lot of fights. We're back in Saudi Arabia that these two are going at it, and Pabelli looking on the inside, but still can't make a move, and he stays in P3. So the one to watch as Michandia picks himself up as 3 seconds average. Do you know what? From the Haasman that spun on lap 1, great respect for him still to stay in this race.
I tell you who to look out for. Look out for the Vicar who's on fresh mediums in P5 with no penalties.
I was about to say him too, because I was about to say him, but Michandia picked himself a penalty. Yeah, he is the one to watch out for. He's chasing down Billy G. Billy G suffering with damage. Here comes Pabelli in an obscure place, going down the inside, side by side. No, it's clean, but it was so close as well. But I don't think you should be making moves like that, knowing that the V-car stank is on the way.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting how this pans out actually, because I think I'd have sent it down there as well just to get it done, but at the same point he's now got Billy G behind him with DRS, so he kind of fell on his own sword there getting that overtake done, because there you go, just sail straight past him, no effort required for that overtake. So I think Billy G might have just had a bit of a eureka moment there and gone, next time I won't overtake into the stadium because I'll lose DRS.
So we know Mr. Wiggles is unchallenged despite a 3 second time penalty. The only thing that could ruin this race right now, if a safety car comes out later on in the Grand Prix and they're all bunched up together, is to do the job of putting out a 3 second gap if other people behind don't get a penalty. So he's avoided about a safety car probably towards the end, and the V car's on the way to challenge these two for Pabelli and Ellie for a podium. So could it be an RP1-2 with the V car there?
It could be, and I think the Vicar needs to send a Christmas card to Billy G because he did that overtake and gave the Vicar double set of DRS. It's now brought him closer to Pabelli. So although it was great seeing an overtake, Billy G's just allowed Vicar to push up onto the back of these three. So yeah, these two should I say, because Mr. Wiggles is out there doing his own thing on a sun lounger. But yeah, it's. I understand why he did it, but like I say, he's fell on his own sword there and just giving the Vicar a massive, massive boost to put pressure on these two.
Here we go then. Ellie has DRS to the back of Pabelli, and here comes the V-car too. Will he try and take them both on? He's a bit too far away. Pabelli stays in P3. Ellie's up into P2 now, and now this could be very interesting for the battle for the podium at least, because second, third, and fourth do not have a penalty.
Gogs is retired.
In the pit lane, I think. No safety car.
Oh yeah, it
caused.
Was. Yeah. Oof.
We're all safe for the time being. Oh, look at this V-car now side by side with the Haas, but the Haas is late to the brakes and he stays in P3. These guys have got so much confidence on the brakes as well. But you know what I'm surprised about Billy G? Despite him having end plate damage, he's still there. He's done a really good job, Billy G.
Yeah, yes. I mean, they do run quite a high wing round here as well, so that's super impressive that he's managed to still stick with these. I wonder if he got it as he passed the Vicar into the stadium section.
And here we are then. Havlar now picks himself up with 3 second tablets. Ellie hasn't got a podium since round 7 at the Chinese Grand Prix. She could be on course for her first podium. She's picked up 3 podiums so far this season. It was a long time ago since her last one. Yeah?
Silver Fox has had a spin, lap turn 2. He's got wing damage on the front left. He's very slow. 19 seconds behind P13. I imagine this will be... oh, we got another one. We got Safinico. Oh no, not Safinico. Someone else in turn 3.
It's Gogs.
Sorry, yeah, sorry. But yeah, Silver Fox has got damage. He'll be coming into the pit. I don't think he'll be able to stay out. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you. I just thought I'd let you know.
It's no worries, mate. It's all good. But I noticed, you know, the first stint when V-Car was trying to overtake these two, but on different tyres, he still struggled to make the overtake. I think that the V-Car needs to be more aggressive because Stank was able to fly through quickly and leave V-Car behind. Now, I need to remember and focus what happened to Stank because he was way ahead of the V-Car before the pit stops, and now he's right behind him in P6. So I wonder what's happened to him in P6 there. Did he? I'm not quite sure. I need to go rewatch it back because he was up into P2 before the first pit stops, wasn't he? Now he's P6. Billy G got a penalty again.
Yeah, not what Billy G wanted. Yeah, I'm trying to think back myself what happened to Stan because I think he was in no man's land for a bit actually. Yeah, I'm not sure myself. I can't remember myself, mate. But still going back to this front part, Vicker. This could be an overtake on Ellie. He's got a great shot out of the bullet corner. They've all got DRS apart from Probelli, who's obviously defending out front and harvesting.
Here we go, they're down to turn 1 we go, but there's no move as Probelli covers the inside line. But I'm trying to remember, I'm watching back and thinking, what happened to Stank? He was up into P2 and well ahead of these guys because he obviously had the hard compound tyres on in the first stint, now he's on the medium compound tyres. But here we go, into turn 4 we go, but Eddie stays behind for the time being. But the V-car really needs to use these medium compound tyres, get past them both and try and pull away. The longer he stays behind these two, the worse his tyres will get, and the hard compound tyres could be back into favour too, because we know the hard compound tyres are so durable, they barely wear, but the mediums are the opposite way around. They wear quite a lot. It's a high tyre wear tyre of track as well, so he needs to get past these two, and needs to be a bit more aggressive, does the V-car. He stays there and waits. That's what happened in the first stint. It cost him the first stint too.
Yeah, if I was the Vicar, I'd be trying to orchestrate an overtake on Ellie, but not on Probelli, because I think he'll need the DRS from Probelli in order to jump again. I think if he overtakes both of them in one, that'd be bad for him, because he'll just get swamped on the next lap. I think doing one overtake at a time is what he needs to do here.
And here we go, is this his biggest opportunity? It is. The V-car obliterated the EOS, and now he puts himself into P3. The overspeed of the Haas, will he go down the inside? No, he won't. So he's done exactly what you said.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needs to do, because he's still got DRS. Ellie will have DRS still, but Probelli won't. I think he needs to just stay behind him, but he's going to go for it.
Into turn 4 we go. Can he get the move? No, he's at an acute angle. He can't carry the speed. And Probelli stays around the outside and takes P2 away, or stays in P2. Ellie, though, very careful with track limits. He went out wide at turn 4. That's where Machandia cost himself a track limit violation in qualifying as well.
Vicker needs to save battery through this sector 3 now and get as much battery for that start-finish there. I think if he's smart, he'll just use battery on the straight to do the overtakes and to defend. You don't need to use it elsewhere. You can position your car in place in a way where they can't overtake you. He has got the traction benefit as well. So this would be really interesting to see what these three do in regards to racing etiquette and try to outplay each other. As the Vicar gets a nice inside shot out of there, he's just stayed some clean air. He's tucking in behind now. He will have DRS. Ellie will also have DRS, but she has dropped back. Will this be an overtake, or will he wait to the second DRS? I'd personally wait to the second DRS, but I think he's going to send it. Yes, he is. Great positioning there. Oh no, he's come back for him. Great awareness from Probelli there, but he has got the second DRS zone to do this. Will he be able to get there before? As Ellie's now on the left-hand side, putting pressure on him. Is she going to be able to go down the inside? Yes, she is. Yeah, I think the Vicar made a little bit of a mistake there by not fully sending it into turn 1. If he wanted to be smart, he'd have kept it really close to Probelli and just allowed put Ellie at the back and put him in a better position for defending. So yeah, he's back to square one now. He's got to do it all again.
He has indeed. So Probelli did a really good job of defending the outside line to turn 1. Carried the speed around the outside, had the inside line for turn 2, and put the V-car in a really uncomfortable, awkward position to allow Ellie to go around the outside and go down the inside of turn 4. So Ellie's back into P3. Like you said, the V-car's got to do it all over again. But look who's joined this battle. Duran, Billy G, and Stank and Maggi. They're all promoted to the battle for P2. This is unbelievable. Yeah. All these guys in this big DRS train now.
Yeah, but they're all bringing black and white shiny things with them as well. They've all got penalties, haven't they? So
yeah,
I'd be interested. Let's just put. Where it is.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 people have not picked up a 3 second penalty. But I'm still concerned about Stank. He had great pace in the first stint, but ever since he slapped on those medium compound tyres, just never showed that pace. I'm looking back now. I've been watching the race live and been watching the race, rewinding it to see what happened to Stank. He just never had the pace on the medium compound tyres. He just dropped backwards ever since he put those mediums on.
They're not a great race tyre, to be honest with you. I don't like them. I think Vicker needs to get a move on here because if he lets Doran get in his DRS, he's going to bring Billy, Stanek, Mad G, Halvor all with him. So if he wants to save the amount of battles he needs to do this race in the next 6 laps anyway, is get past these two.
Look at that, Stank is all at the back there, but he made a big mistake out of turn 12, and now Mad G is making an impression on him as well. But do you know what? Ever since Stank came on the pit lane, Stank rejoined behind Billy G. And ever since then, on the new set of mediums versus a bit older hards, it was never making an impression on him. He just stayed in 7th the whole time. And here comes now Ellie with the overspeed, the DRS, and she puts herself into P2 now. This is really critical with track limits. There is 5 laps left to go in this race. Very important indeed. In the background, we can see the 2 Red Bulls, the Mercedes and the Williams getting ever so close for company, but Stank is stuck in P7 there behind both Red Bulls.
Rain. Was that rain?
I think it is. Is it? Yeah, it is.
It's rain? That's rain. It's rain.
I never thought rain would be here.
Oh no, that means Vickers in a good position now, because those hard tyres are going to get useless very quickly.
Alright, let's see how hard will this rain impact the track, because it does take a while for the rain to settle in. There is 5 laps left to go. I don't think it's worth, unless it really hammers it down now, like properly.
He's going to hammer it down. Look at it, it's increasing already.
Hello Smoke, nice to see you here mate. The Div 2 driver and a multiple race winner in Div 2, a podium sitter in Div 1, took his first podium of the season in Division 1 at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Wasn't Haas, now in the Alpine. But let's see, look at Vicar, he's really struggling.
Big slide for Vicar, yeah.
He's struggling, he's on the medium compound tyres. Shouldn't they be a bit better than the hards?
They should. DRS disabled, gets some intermediates on. Get the intermediates on, and he's done it. If he pits and gets intermediates on, he's got this. Yes, he has.
No! No!
Ellie.
Oh no! Ellie has just picked herself up a 10-second penalty. That's going to be the race over for him. Sorry.
Really?
That's I didn't even know what's going on in this race, you know. This rain just came in about half a lap, and they're already pitted on the inters. There's a Sauber spinning in the background. Is that Prep 1? It is. But this rain has just only came, and now
Wiggle stayed out. Wiggle stayed out.
She has. And look at him, he's really struggling, he can't turn the car! Mr. Wiggles could be under massive pressure, he's going to lose so much time! Look how slow he's going, he can't get the throttle! Ellie is ahead of Pabelli, where's Pabelli? Up the inside of turn 1, Ellie's on the hard compound tyres, wet compound tyres, Pabelli's on the intermediates. Mr. Wiggles has got half a lap to go, he's going to lose so much time, plus he's got a 3-second time penalty too. This could play into the hands of Pabelli. This race was going into the hands of the Alpine driver, all of a sudden. But Dan, I'm surprised that this rain only came in a few seconds and it's already wet through, like this.
I know. And do you know what? I know why Wiggles didn't pit, because the DRS hadn't been disabled. After he passed the pits, it said DRS disabled, because that's your calling card to get in the pit. As soon as you see that, you get in the pit. It might not be too bad here. He might only lose 2 or 3 positions if he nails this.
He's going to be so slow. He wants to get the pit lane immediately. Let's see then. The Alpine driver is in the pit lane. Smoke is watching because he's in the Alpine camp. Let's see. Is Mr. Wiggles going to rejoin ahead of Pabelli? This rain has completely changed the face of this race. Remember, Mr. Wiggles got a 3-second penalty. Let's see. Where will he rejoin? He's on the intermediates now. Will Pabelli get him down the straight? Pabelli is coming on the final corner. Mr. Wiggles is crawling down the straight. Is the Haas driver going to take the lead of the Grand Prix? He's coming on the pit lane right now. And Mr. Wiggles has lost the lead of the Grand Prix. Pabelli is the new race leader for the first time in this race. Unbelievable scenes here at the Mexican Grand Prix.
And the worst thing is, Wiggles is on cold intermediates. Pabelli's had a lap to get those intermediates at least not warmed but worked up. So this is going to be on raw pace now. Who can get in front? We've got 3 laps remaining, or 3.5 laps remaining. This has just turned this race on its head. We've got Pabelli in the lead with no penalties. Then we've got Mr. Wiggles on intermediates with a penalty. Ellie on full wets with a penalty. So the Vicar could very well take P2 off these two.
I'm so shocked of how quick this race has changed. It looked like it was going to be Mr. Wiggles dominating this Grand Prix. But Dan, are you not surprised about this rain? Because rain only just hit, then it got wet immediately. Usually it takes about 2 or 3 laps to settle in, but it just came in like that.
It normally indicates that it's going to be very heavy rain, which by the looks of it is getting towards that. So the intermediate tyres are going to struggle here. Ellie might be a bit of a cork in the bottle for the Vicar, because her wet tyres are going to be a lot much more appropriate for these conditions. It is getting wetter and wetter. Yeah, I know what you're saying about how quick it came on, but that normally is an indication that it's going to be full wets. Do I think Wiggles will get this, you know? Oh yeah, he's going to get it, he's going to get it. Wiggles back in the lead. Yes, and now he's got 2.5 laps to build 3 seconds.
Can he do it? 1 lap pressure into, but 1 lap don't make much of a difference. There is somebody who's gone for a spin on the straight. Is there? I'm not quite sure who that was. Maybe the RB get out of the way for somebody. That might be Dom and Silver Fox. Do you know what? I'm surprised Dom hasn't been disqualified yet.
Yeah, me too. So you go, Jamie. I think Wiggles will do this, and he'll cross the line with 4.1 seconds ahead of Probelli.
Don't do this to me, because you did it to me with Hurricane, and you were right. Do you remember the Chinese Grand Prix where Hurricane was on?
Oh yeah.
You said you got a crystal ball. You said about with I can't remember exactly what you said, but Hurricane was on very old inters, about to get punch territory. He lost about 4 seconds in 1 lap, and still he won ahead of MDJ.
Yeah, I mean 4.1. I might not be right on this one, but I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. He's got two laps to do it.
So, sorry, Smoke said that was very savage, Jamie. I'm assuming he's talking about the penalty situation with Dom and P14. But yeah, I've seen Dom pick up so many penalties like Infinity Stones, and he's still not been disqualified. That's very interesting. But currently, both RBs in P2014. But do you know what, though, Mr. Wiggles? He's actually pulled away from Energy Dan. Sorry, Energy Dan, he's actually pulled away from Probelli. The gap is 1.2. So, with 2 laps left to go, it could be doable, you know?
Yeah. I think 4.1 sounds about right for me. If he keeps driving like he's driving, it could be up there. It's going to be tight. It's a 10th every corner, basically. Yeah, it could be 4.1. We'll see.
I think, so we had a situation in Div 1 last season. So it was Hurricane versus MDJ. MDJ picked up a 3-second time penalty, and Hurricane was on the way to try and get him on the line, which he almost did. Hurricane didn't have a penalty. He was busy overtaking 2 people before he could get towards MDJ. The gap was about a few hundreds across the line. MDJ just survived with a 3-second time penalty. Hurricane almost got him. He almost got that gap under 3 seconds, but only just missed out by a few hundreds. Can Mr. Wiggles do the exact same thing and build over a 3-second gap and win this Grand Prix? I thought he'd have a bit more advantage on this lap, but only the gap's got about 2/10 on this lap.
Yeah, it's kind of settled down a bit now. He's not increased as much as he was when he first got on these tyres. Just approaching the 2-second mark now. If he can nail these next few corners and get a good boost down the straight, we'll see.
Well, we'll see then.
Well in the corners.
I hope Smoke is back. I hope Smoke is back tomorrow, because he's missed a few races, I believe. I hope you're doing good, Smoke, and you might be seeing your Alpine teammates win the Grand Prix, and your other Alpine teammates, the V car, on the podium. It's a combined championship. Here comes V car now on Ellie, up into P3. He goes, and here comes Havlar, puts himself up into P4. But this is
I don't know why she's fighting that. Why are you fighting that, Ellie? You've got a 10-second time penalty. That is ridiculous.
They're still side by side at turn 3, but yeah, Havlar finally gets her, and he puts himself up to P4. Yeah, did think about that one. Did think about that one.
That was brilliant.
Oh, he spun! Stanker spun under braking. He just lost the rear end and went for a full spin, and now he's rejoined behind the RB, who's a lap down. What a race. Let's just embrace this race. What's happened in this Grand Prix?
Yeah, it's been really good. I don't think Wiggles is going to have enough to win this. I think it'll be P2, mate. My crystal ball was shattered.
It worked in China, but this time here in Mexico. And Mr. Wiggles, all his good efforts in the first, 30 laps of this Grand Prix, the rain has completely washed it away. With the 3-second time penalty, Probelli has been brought back into play, left Ellie behind, went on the intermediates at the right time in the right place. Here comes Mr. Wiggles to finish him first. But Probelli extends his championship lead. He wins the Mexican Grand Prix. What a fantastic race. The V car will finish in P3 ahead of Havlar. It's a double Alpine podium. Ellie drops down the order with a 10-second time penalty, unfortunately for her. She could have been close for a podium. But without that 10-second time penalty, she was on the wets anyways.
Yeah, electrifying race there. I wasn't expecting the rain. I didn't even see it getting cloudy until it turned up. But yeah, really good. I like that.
I do feel sorry for this man in P2. It's just, I thought a safety car would ruin it, but the rain ruined it instead. No safety car VSC, so congratulations to all 14 drivers on the grid. Gogs retired unfortunately in the pit lane, and Silver Fox is left out there to complete and finish across the line to get back in the lobby. But what a fantastic race this has been, and the race just went. We had a script of Mr. Wiggles just winning the Grand Prix with pure dominance and good pace, but that 3-second time penalty cost him towards in the Grand Prix despite having a massive gap, and that's what happens sometimes with a penalty. You think you got it under cover, but anything could happen in racing, and it's just proved today why consistency is so key no matter how good your pace is. Wow, that's round 18. Mexican Grand Prix has been concluded for you guys. I really hope you all enjoyed this Grand Prix. But you're expecting Mr. Wiggles to win, and as he drove away, he should have won, but unfortunately, he's the one that picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. Probelli wins his 6th race of the season, and his championship rival of Doran in P4 will extend the gap once again. And we move on to the Brazilian Grand Prix next week on Monday for Div 3. And Dan, if you're still there, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure commentating with you. I've absolutely enjoyed it this
yeah,
today.
You too, mate. It's been really good, mate. Really enjoyed that, pal.
If I'm not back next week, hopefully that's Thomas coming back for next Monday in the Mexican Grand Prix, Brazilian Grand Prix, sorry. But join me and Simo back for Div 2 for the Mexican Grand Prix, and me and Owen Mansell for Div 1 on Wednesday. Join us back for Tuesday and Wednesday for more action for Div 2 and Div 1 in SFR. But for Div 3, we'll move on to the Brazilian Grand Prix. We'll see you all later. Have a good night, and what a race that was.